General Colin Powell, Life, Career, and Legacy. Colin Luther Powell, April 5, 1937, October 18, 2021. Was a four-star U.S. Army general, the first African-American chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and later the first African-American U.S. Secretary of State. Known for his military leadership during the Gulf War and as the architect of the Powell Doctrine, Powell remains one of the most influential figures in American military and diplomatic history. Early life and education. Birthplace: Harlem, New York City. To Jamaican immigrant parents, raised South Bronx. Education: City College of New York, CCNY. B.S. in Geology. ROTC at CCNY inspired his military career. George Washington University, MBA while serving in the military, known for his humble beginnings. Powell often credited his upbringing and ROTC experience as the foundations of his leadership. Personal life, marriage, and family. Wife: Alma Vivian Johnson Powell, married in 1962. Alma is a civic leader and author, known for her advocacy on education and children's welfare. Children: Michael K. Powell, former chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, FCC. Two daughters: Linda Powell, actress, and Anna Marie Powell, was known as a deeply committed family man and spoke often about how family grounded his values and leadership. Faith and upbringing: religious beliefs. Raised in the Episcopal Church, frequently spoke about the importance of faith, discipline, and moral responsibility, though politically and religiously moderate. He valued service, country, and family above all. Education, advocacy, and youth leadership. Founder of America's Promise Alliance launch. In 1997, after his retirement from the military, focused on supporting at-risk youth, promoting mentoring, education, and leadership. Powell and his wife both served as chairs of the organization. Public persona and values: known for moderate political views, a lifelong Republican who endorsed Democrats, at times straight-talking, principle-driven leadership, deep respect for integrity, unity, and bipartisanship. Authored a best-selling memoir, My American Journey 1995, a personal and professional account of his rise from the Bronx to Washington's highest levels. Character and legacy: at home often described as humble, despite his high rank, deeply loyal to his roots and proud of his Jamaican-American heritage. A man of routine, mentorship, and ethics, known to say, have a vision, be demanding. Leadership is solving problems. Passing in family's tributide, October 18, 2021. From COVID-19 complications while undergoing treatment for multiple myeloma, blood cancer. Alma and family issued a heartfelt statement honoring him as a devoted husband, father, and public servant. Military career: 1958-1993. 1958. Commission and Early Service Commission. As a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army through ROTC at City College of New York. First assignments: infantry officer in West Germany during Cold War tensions, 1962 to 1973. Vietnam War era: First Vietnam Tour 1962-63. Served as an advisor to the South Vietnamese Army. Second Vietnam Tour 1968-69. Promoted to major. Served as executive officer of a battalion. Wounded in combat. Awarded the Purple Heart and Bronze Star. Rescued 3 soldiers from a burning helicopter crash. Awarded the Soldier's Medal for heroism. 1970s. Rise through the ranks. Returned to the U.S. and held staff positions in Washington, including Pentagon Staff Assistant to the Deputy Secretary of Defense. Studied at Command and General Staff College. Graduated top of his class. Earned an MBA from George Washington University, 1980s. Strategic roles and White House. Promoted to Brigadier General in 1979. Served as Assistant Division Commander. 101st Airborne Division Deputy Commander, U.S. Army Forces Command, 1987 to 1989. National Security Advisor under President Ronald Reagan, advised on Soviet relations, nuclear arms treaties, and global military crises, 1989 to 1993. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, appointed by President George H. W. Bush, first African-American to hold the top military post, oversaw operations during Operation Just Cause Panama. 1989 removal of dictator Manuel Noriega. War. 1990 to 1991 led Operation Desert Storm, a decisive coalition victory. To expel Iraq from Kuwait's Powell Doctrine, emerges. Powell advocated for a doctrine based on overwhelming force, clear objectives, public support, and a defined exit strategy. Became known for his cautious, disciplined approach to military intervention, posed prolonged or uncertain combat operations. Retirement from the Army, 1993. Retired as a four-star general, left behind a record of decorated service, leadership, transformation, and doctrinal influence. Key awards: Military Period Defense, Distinguished Service Medal, Legion of Merit, Bronze Star Medal, Purple Hearts, Soldiers Medal, Air Medal, numerous campaign ribbons and service awards. Early service commissioning. An entry into the Army, 1958, commissioned as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army through ROTC at City College of New York branch. Infantry first assignment, West Germany during the Cold War, gained valuable experience in conventional military operations and leadership. First combat deployment, Vietnam War, a 1962-1963 role. Military advisor to the South Vietnamese Army, participated in the early advisory phase of U.S. involvement in Vietnam, witnessed firsthand the complexities of guerrilla warfare and counterinsurgency. Promoted to captain during this period. Further education and promotion. Mid-1960s, attended the Infantry Officer Advanced Course, 1968. Graduated from the Command and General Staff College at Fort Leavenworth, ranked #1 in a class of over 1,000 officers. Promoted to Major, second tour in Vietnam, 1968, 1969. Role: Executive Officer of a battalion in the Americal Division. Survived a booby trap explosion, sustaining injuries. Awarded the Purple Heart and Bronze Star. Later rescued fellow soldiers from a burning helicopter crash despite his own injuries. Received the Soldier's Medal for heroism. Promoted to Lieutenant Colonel. Key lessons during early service: learned leadership under pressure and in multicultural environments. Developed realistic and pragmatic military mindset. These experiences would later shape the Powell Doctrine. Commit forces only when vital national interests are at stake, with overwhelming force and clear objectives. Rising through the ranks, professional military education and academic excellence. 1971. Attended the Command and General Staff College at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. Graduated first in his class of over 1,200 officers. 1971 to 1973. Earned an MBA from George Washington University. Studied management and strategic planning while working at the Pentagon. Key staff roles in Washington, 1970s. Worked in several policy and planning roles at the Pentagon and White House. Assistant to the Deputy Secretary of Defense, military assistant to the Secretary of Defense. Caspar Weinberg, known for his calm demeanor, technical skill, and diplomatic judgment, built relationships with senior defense and political leaders. Promotions and command positions. 1976 to 1980. Promoted to colonel and commanded a brigade of the 101st Airborne Division. Later served as assistant division commander of the same division. 1983, 1986. Promoted to major general. Assigned to command and operations roles in Korea and forces command in the U.S. Displayed strategic vision and sharp logistical planning. Rise to national prominence. 1987-1989. National Security Advisor, 1987-1989. Appointed National Security Advisor to President Ronald Reagan, one of the youngest ever to hold this Role age 49, served during the final years of the Cold War, helped manage U.S. responses to U.S.-Soviet arms control talks, INF Treaty, Iran-Contra, aftermath crises in the Middle East and Central America, for his measured, apolitical, and disciplined advice, promotion to 4-star general and chairman designatura COGS by both military and political leaders. As a strategic thinker with field experience, became a top candidate for Joint Chiefs leadership in 1989, appointed by President George H.W. Bush as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, becoming the first African American and youngest person ever age 52 to hold the position post-Vietnam. And education. Early 1970s, after Vietnam, Powell attended the Command and General Staff College, where he graduated top of his class. Later, earned an MBA from George Washington University while posted in Washington, D.C. staff and command roles. 1970s. Held key staff assignments at the Pentagon and Office of the Secretary of Defense, commanded a battalion in the 101st Airborne Division at Fort Campbell. Conta gained a reputation for practical leadership, problem-solving, and strong communication skills, becoming a general officer Promoted to brigadier general in 1979. Took on increasingly strategic assignments. Deputy Commander, U.S. Army Forces Command Assistant Division Commander, 4th Infantry Division. His rise was notable for rapid advancement through merit and strong performance.